Hello everyone, good morning and good night wherever you are. My name is Keysiyah and I'm Putri Sainuddin from English Literature D class. Today, I would like to present you a short analysis of a poem with the title Raw Planet by Nikita Gill.
But before we begin, I would like to tell you the reason why I chose this poem by Nikita Gill to analyze. The main reason is my interest in cosmology and stuff. And personally, I think this poem is one of a kind, seeing the metaphor that Nikita Gill used. But what is cosmology? In short, cosmology is the branch of science that studies the origin, structure, evolution, and ultimate fate of the universe as a whole. What makes it interesting to be studied, especially when it comes to this poem, is how matter in space is structured and interacts. The way Nikita represents a person as a raw planet, describing the relationship with the cosmological phenomenon and the deep meaning behind it, amazed me when I first read it. The poem's transformation of cosmology into an emotive language is what makes it even more captivating. Nikita Gill explores alienation, identity, and human need for belonging through astronomical phenomena rather than just describing them. And this is the full text of the poem. I think that's all for the introduction. Let's get to the analysis. So the first analysis is the genre. The poem Raw Planet by Nikita Gill, in my opinion, falls under the category of modern lyric poetry since it effectively conveys the poet's innermost thought and feelings. This poem exemplifies lyric poetry's tendency to concentrate on feelings, ideas, and individual experience rather than narrating a length story. After someone lives her life, Nikita Gill expresses her feeling of acceptance, longing, and loss throughout the poem. The poem's intense intimacy and emotional expression are further highlighted by the use of first and second person pronouns like I, our, and you. This can be seen in lines such as, I cannot keep you were meant to be part of me, where the speaker directly expresses heartbreak and emotional vulnerability. Additionally, the poem employs cosmological imagery like orbit, raw planet, and solar system to represent emotional detachment and inability to cling to someone. Because the poem focuses on poet's intimate reflection on love and loss as well as personal emotion and self-expression, it falls under the category of modern lyric poetry. Or the second analysis is the tone.
I have found several tones after reading the poem.
However, I think the most prominent tone in this poem is wistful. The poem does not sound angry or bitter about losing someone. Instead, it carries a gentle sadness mixed with understanding and acceptance. We can feel this tone from the very beginning when the speakers say, the day you left, I realized you were a raw planet. The metaphor of a raw planet immediately creates the image of someone who cannot stay, someone who naturally drifts alone through space without belonging anywhere. Rather than blaming this person, the speaker calmly tries to understand them. As the poem continues, the wistful tone becomes even stronger in the line, to stay with me just for a little while. The phrase just for a little while sounds soft and temporary, showing that the speaker already realized the relationship was never meant to last forever. There is sadness in that realization, but also sincerity and emotional maturity. The emotional peak of the poem appears in the lines, our love is like the sun, 99% of the solar system, but not nearly enough to keep you. This metaphor is especially powerful because the sun is normally center that holds everything together through gravity. Yet, even something as massive and important as the sun cannot stop the raw planet from leaving. This shows how strong their love was, while also emphasizing the painful truth that love alone is something not enough. At the end of the poem, the tone becomes deeply reflective and accepting, with the line, some things are more beautiful because they don't belong to anyone or anything. Instead of ending with resentment, the speaker chooses to remember the person as something too wild to be kept. Overall, the poem's tone remains wistful throughout because it combines longing, melancholy, and acceptance in a calm and sincere way. The third analysis is approach. I believe the society approach is the most suitable approach for analyzing this poem. The poem reflects modern views about relationship, individuality, emotional freedom, and the acceptance that not everyone belongs with traditional ideas of commitment. The speaker essentially understands that some things are more beautiful because they don't belong to anyone or anything, which shows a shift away from possessive or conventional ideas of love. Throughout this metaphor, Nikita Gill represents a perspective that contrasts with society's traditional belief that love should create permanence, commitment, and belonging. Instead of portraying love as something that can always keep a person, the poem suggests that some individuals are simply not meant to stay, no matter how strong the relationship is. This idea challenges the social expectation that love alone is enough to hold people together. To answer the question of why I didn't use biographical or historical approach, because I think societal approach is most effective for analyzing Nikita Gill's poem, as it deals with modern emotional experiences related to love, freedom, and belonging. In contrast, a biographical approach is less effective due to the lack of direct evidence linking Gill's personal life to the poem, which could lead to unsupported assumption. Similarly, a historical approach is weaker since the poem does not focus on a specific historical event or context. To sum up, this poem conveys the emotional struggle of loving someone, also emphasizes acceptance, freedom, the face of letting go, and the pain of separation. And at the end of this video, there is a metaphor curiosity that you can read, and I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching.